I'm about 200 milligrams of caffeine into my day, and this is what I have to say. 1, drink water. 2, I think I understand what the secret to life is. Yes, you heard that right. The secret to life. I don't think there's an objective secret to life because everyone has a different life. And so for that reason, the secret to life can be very subjective to certain people. This is my way. Take it as you will. I think the secret to life is managing people's expectations. Let me say that again. Managing people's expectations. What do I mean by this? What do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. At the moment, I'm working with a friend of mine on a project right now. Just having conversations about what this idea could shape into and the logistics behind the project. I told him that we should put together sort of a pitch deck that would resemble what the project is, who our audience is, what we're trying to do with this, and get it together. We talked about putting this thing together and that we'd circle back next week to see what we had. That was the expectation that I set with him. But deep down in my head, I knew that I was gonna get this project started beforehand. I jumped off that call, started getting to work on what this pitch would look like for this project. I worked and worked and worked, and I had a rough draft of what this should look like, and I sent it to him right away. The expectation that I set is that I'd have something by next week, but in reality, I had it ready right there. That way, their expectation of me will turn into, okay, he's a good worker, he's fast. We're friends transitioning into business partners. I hope your perspective is that's managing expectations in a good way. You want to manage expectations in a good way. You want yourself to stand out because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, there's that human instinct that we all care what people think about us. We all care. You want to leave a good impression on people. So how do you do that? Manage their expectations in a good way. Let's go back to the first example. Managing expectations in a bad way would be literally not thinking about it, out of sight, out of mind, until the next time we met to be like, okay, let's get started. That just then shows my partner that I'm not that invested. I haven't been thinking about it. I haven't been putting in the extra thought and effort into what is supposed to be a very cool project. Even if it's a rough draft of the idea, even if it's just a sliver of what we're even thinking about, it shows that I put in effort, it shows that I put in thought, and it shows that I care. This is me kind of working with the perception that people care what other people think about them. So how do you leverage that? You manage their expectations. Crazy, right? Now, why is this the secret to life? Well, life is about people. Life is about relationships, and life is about managing those relationships. As a person, you gotta put in effort to your familial relationships. You gotta put in effort to your social relationships, your social circle, whether that's social, professional, or just purely a romantic relationship. You want to put in effort. How do you do that? Say it with me now. Manage expectations. Do it in a good way, because if you do it in a bad way, then the perception of you in said relationship is going to change drastically. Going back to my last video, which you can watch, link in the description. Anyway, there's 4 choices you got in life. There's accept it, sabotage it, change it, and leave it. Sabotage it. Remember how I said it's probably the worst decision you can make? There was a job, I'm not gonna name the job. There was a job where I just didn't like it. Didn't like what I was doing at the job. I didn't think that I saw a future at this job. I really just was not liking my time there, and I was faced with those 4 choices. What did I do? Sabotage it. Started showing up late. Started putting in the bare minimum to my work, even though that was somewhat enough for them. I knew that I could do more with the work. That kind of burned a bridge. Ultimately, my time there served as a bad perception of me. I'm a person who shows up early. They started expecting me to show up late. And that's how you burn a bridge. How you maintain and build a relationship is continually showing up for said person. But that creates good relationships. That keeps people coming back to want to keep working with you, to want to keep being your friend, a family member, girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever that case may be. Setting expectations badly, never a good idea. Unless you want to sabotage, keep maintaining and fundamentally adding on to the relationships you have by managing expectations in a good way. Oh yeah, and also drink your water, ladies and gentlemen. You want to stay hydrated, do it. That's it. See ya.